Unified, seeking an unprecedented fourth title. They are the German juggernaut, led by the prolific goal scorer Jurgen Klinsmann. In his second World Cup, the flamboyant striker has led the Germans into the second round against Belgium. The excitement of World Cup soccer continues today on ABC Sports.
We're filling in for Jim McKay in New York. Andres Escobar, a highly regarded defender for the once favored, now eliminated World Cup team of Colombia, paid the ultimate price for mistakenly kicking in this goal into his own net in the loss to the United States. At 3:30 this morning, outside a bar on the outskirts of Medellin, he was shot 12 times and killed. An eyewitness told Associated Press one of three gunmen said thanks for the auto goal before firing. Other players and the coach had previously been threatened. More details at halftime here on ABC. Right now, back to Chicago.
Thank you very much, Al. Along with Seamus, Malin, I'm Roger Twibell as we welcome you to Soldier Field in Chicago for the beginning of the rest of this tournament. The round of 16, the defending world champion Germans taking on Belgium here this afternoon on a very cool and windy afternoon. Let's take a look right now at the starting lineups for the Germans, and as you notice, Bodo Illgner, the keeper's name in yellow. All of the names that you'll see in yellow, Seamus, Malin, are players from that 1990 championship team.
Yeah, very strong at the back. Germany, as you see, three of them there. Lothar Matthäus, their great captain and sweeper. And in midfield, a couple of changes for the Germans. Thomas Helmer, number 5, coming in for Stefan Effenberg, who was sent home. More about that later. And Martin Wagner on the left replaces Bremer. And up front, Rudy Fuller is in.
Right now, we're going to observe a moment of silence here at Soldier Field in Chicago for the memory of Andres Escobar of Colombia. Thank you very much. We at ABC wish to thank Canon, General Motors, MasterCard, Powerade, and Snickers for allowing us to bring you today's game commercial-free.
Roger, coming up during halftime, we'll have the latest details on the killing of Colombian defender Andres Escobar. And Desmond Armstrong will talk about the crazed passion that could have led to such a crime. In addition, we'll take a look at the big picture of the World Cup, which is narrowed down to the best 16 teams in the world that are playing under the pressure of lose and you're done.
ABC's World Cup Soccer, brought to you by Canon, the world leader in cameras and office equipment. GMC Truck, the strength of experience. MasterCard, official sponsor of the 1994 World Cup. Snickers, packed with peanuts, Snickers really satisfies. And ice-cold Coca-Cola Classic, always refreshing, always Coca-Cola. ABC Sports presents the 1994 World Cup Halftime Report. From our studios in New York, your host, Al Trautwig.
24 nations came to the U.S. to celebrate soccer, and that remains. But in the last 48 hours, the Cup has also reflected the problems of our world. Thursday, Argentine legend Diego Maradona was suspended because 5 banned substances were found in his system. It appears this is the final chapter in a long list of drug-related problems because today, he said his career is over. Now the story of Andres Escobar, the defender who inadvertently scored into his own net in a loss to the United States. His team, favored by many to win the entire tournament, was eventually eliminated. At 3 a.m. this morning, outside a bar in Medellin, 3 men surrounded Escobar in his car and said, quote, "Thanks for the auto goal," then shot him 12 times and killed him. An estimated 3,000 people now have assembled at the morgue in grief. The mayor has posted a reward for information, and police have discovered a Jeep used by the killers on the road that leads to the airport. Escobar was 27 years old. Joining us now is Desmond Armstrong of the U.S. national team. Desmond, a player's life is threatened. He sits in that game to the United States. Now the coach has been threatened and other players. You've played in South America. Give me a sense of what types of emotion we're dealing with here from the fans.
We're dealing with a lot of emotion. Most of the fans in South America live and die with their team as they represent their country in the World Cup. And soccer is like a religion down there. It's a tragic story, and I'm sorry that it's happened. I've even heard of stories when Brazil has lost the World Cup that people have actually killed themselves because they, again, live and die with their country in the World Cup.
Yeah, that happened in Brazil in 1950, a legendary story. Desmond will be back with us, and we'll go over the brackets as we're down to 16 teams now in the 1994 World Cup as we continue halftime, Germany and Belgium. With our studio analyst, Desmond Armstrong, I'm Al Trautwig. Now, we've got new rules to score goals. We've got a great defensive team in Belgium, and we've got a German team that's up 3-1. Of all things in this World Cup, we've got a second-round game. Which of these things are we seeing?
I think we're seeing Germany stepping up to plate to show that they're the world champions, and I think they're a dominant team. They played slow in the first round, but they're really showing themselves in the second round here.
Now, the Germans, to many, are the big bad Germans. Even a European, though, would say, I hate the Germans, but I love Jürgen Klinsmann. He's that type of player. He's popular, and he's extremely talented. Watch this goal he creates with his teammate, Rudi Völler.
Rudi Völler has the ball, and he plays a 1-2. Klinsmann backheels it to him. Völler takes the man one-on-one, and then allows the ball to run forward. He sees his player. Klinsmann comes in and finishes the ball to the far post.
It's one of the great passes that was never made that you'll ever see. That was in the 11th minute, 5th goal of the World Cup for Klinsmann. Now to the 40th minute.
There's a corner kick going on here. The ball is swung to the outside, to the back post. Völler goes up, unchallenged, and he gets a soft goal as he has the ball down and past through home.
Well, Prudhomme really hasn't given up any soft goals. He didn't give up a goal until the third and final game of the opening round. So Germany with a very powerful lead over Belgium now, 3-1 at halftime in Chicago Soldier Field. This is the beginning of the second round. No more ties, no more points. You lose, you're done. Germany, Belgium, the winner will take on the winner of Mexico, Bulgaria, with that face-off scheduled July 10th at Giant Stadium.
I think Germany obviously winning this game at halftime will go through. Bulgaria taking Mexico, I think.
Now the coach of Italy under enormous pressure, and he'll also be joining the goalkeeper of Italy as Nigeria will take them on. Spain and Switzerland as well. That's later today, and the winners of those two games will be facing off at Foxborough July 9th.
I think Nigeria, Italy's going to have a hard time containing that speed and that strength. And I think Switzerland's on a bit of a roll, and I think they're going to take Spain. All
right, 24 teams started. 8 were eliminated. Here are the final 8 to talk about. Brazil and the United States, that's on ABC at a special time, 3:30 Monday. They'll take on the winner of the Netherlands and Ireland. Boy, talk about European spirit there. And the final of that bracket will be at the Cotton Bowl July 9th.
Brazil, I think, is going to take it. Netherlands will take Ireland because they have something to prove. They have to win that game.
And at one point, Saudi Arabia was, I'm told, by Ladbrokes of London, 300-1 to win this. But they're in the second round, and they'll face Sweden. That'll be tomorrow in what should be desert-like temperatures in Dallas. Argentina and Romania. Sanford Stadium in July 10th is the site for that.
I think Sweden will pull out that game. Saudi Arabia is a good team, but I think that Sweden is a more organized team.
All right, that'll wrap up our coverage here at halftime on ABC. Back to Roger Twibell and Seamus Malin with Germany leading Belgium 3-1 in a moment on ABC. The World Cup continues later today on ESPN when Switzerland meets Spain at 4:25 Eastern. Our ABC coverage resumes tomorrow at 1 Eastern when Sweden battles Saudi Arabia. And Monday on the 4th of July at a special time, 3:30 Eastern, Team USA meets mighty Brazil in a do-or-die second-round showdown. Next Saturday, we'll have a World Cup quarterfinal doubleheader here on ABC beginning at 12 noon Eastern Time. Finally, a break in the oppressive weather in the World Cup. It is cool, some rain also in the skies over Chicago. Klinsmann's got his 5th goal of the Cup, and Germany's up by 2. Back in a moment.
And welcome back here to Soldier Field in Chicago. Germany leading Belgium 3-1 at halftime. And Seamus, the go-ahead goal for the Germans.
Well, there's a good cross into the box, obviously from the corner, and Fuller fighting his way over the top and getting his man in all kinds of defensive trouble, and gets the goal. A beautiful goal by Fuller, and I must say a mistake by the by the Belgian defense.
Germany has outshot Belgium 11-4, and the fouls 11-6. And Michel Prudhomme, who had given up just 1 goal so far in this tournament, has given up 3 in the first half of this game.
And he's given up to a pair of dynamite finishers in Klinsmann and Fuller. As you saw Fuller elbowing and fighting his way for that, and Klinsmann has been battling too. Now here comes Andreas Brehme into the game, where he normally plays left fullback. And there's been a reshuffling because it looks like he is, of all things, playing sweeper, because Lothar Matthäus has gone off. I think your remark about his injury, Roger, was right on spot. Matthäus obviously struggling somewhat, and now Brehme is going to have to play sweeper. So the the search goes on to find the successor to Franz Beckenbauer. They've had...
And that's it. Germany has defeated Belgium 3-2, but not without some controversy.
And not without a mighty, mighty struggle at the end. And the Belgian players going over to the referee, and probably a little bit of bittersweet comments there, because that was a very tough decision that went against them. A very, very tough decision. The Belgian team really deserves a lot of credit for coming back and making a battle of this at the end with an excellent goal and really attractive play around the penalty area.
Here's that controversial play, Seamus.
Well, this is all about, this is what really the game turned on. When it was a 3-1. Weber comes inside. Watch Helmer coming in behind him, reaches with his right leg around him, clips him down. Can hardly be any doubt about it. And nothing called, which is really quite incredible, because more, I think, less obvious penalty decisions than that have already been given in the World Cup. A break for Germany and a real bitter blow for Belgium.
Better than 60,000 on hand here as Germany beats Belgium 3-2. Let's send you to New York and Al Trautwig.
Hi, welcome back to New York, everybody. I'll be joined by Desmond Armstrong, our studio analyst. We will talk about this game. The referee obviously very prominent, as was Jurgen Klinsmann. We will be joined by Alexi Lalas and Marcelo Balboa of Team USA live from California, and we'll look ahead to the remaining games in the round of 16. Back in a moment.
ABC Sports presents the 1994 World Cup post-game report. From our studios in New York, your host, Al Trautwig.
Welcome back. Al Trautwig along with Desmond Armstrong. And if this is what the second round is all about, sign me up, because this was great fun to watch.
Yeah, an exciting game, and I think that all the games are going to be like this because it's a do-or-die situation. You win, you stay on. You lose, you go home.
Now, our relationship is just getting started, but we are about to disagree because we're going to talk about Desmond Armstrong's key moment of the game. Now, there were 3 goals scored in the first 10 minutes of this game. That's how it got started. And you're going to tell us that in the 11th minute, Germany scores the critical goal of the game to go up 2-1.
I think it's the critical goal because Belgium had come forward to score, to equalize it, and they came back. Germany comes straight back down the field in the flow of play, a 1-2 with Wöhler and Klinsmann, and then Klinsmann finishes off the goal, the back heel right here, and it goes through. He takes the player again. He lets the ball run. Wöhler lets the ball run. Klinsmann comes through, and he tags it to the far post. And I think this is the real reason why it's a turn of...
Welcome back here to Soldier Field in Chicago. The final score, Germany has defeated Belgium 3-2 as Germany built that 3-1 first half lead. Seamus, 3 goals in the first 11 minutes. It was really exciting.
Well, the round of 16, I think, in the last few years has had some fantastic games in it. And this sends a great message out to the rest of the competitors that this is the way to play. This is in tune with the way this World Cup has gone. And they certainly started off that way. And what a great tournament Jurgen Klinsmann is having. Fuller got the first goal, but Klinsmann's was a superb second goal.
Klinsmann had 4 goals coming into the game.
Look at this little back flick to Fuller. Fuller does well now, chips inside beautifully, but the ball runs away from him, and he leaves it because Klinsmann follows up beautifully and hammers it in the corner. And that's the kind of understanding that these two have between them. Now look at Matthias Sammer combining with Klinsmann. Klinsmann on the chest, and then the great shot on the volley, and Prudhomme with a superb save.
Well, after the game, I talked to Jurgen Klinsmann, and I asked him about having Rudy Fuller back in the fold.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great comeback for Rudy. I mean, everybody criticized him. They all said he's too old for this World Cup, and today he showed everybody that he's still a great player, and I'm very happy for him.
Well, Seamus, there were those 3 early goals, and then it was 3-1 at halftime, and then just sort of went along, a lot of opportunities, and then a very, very dangerous situation for Germany, which the Belgians thought should have been a foul.
Well, I think they have a terrific case. I mean, Weber getting in the back of the defense, and that he's obviously chopped down from behind. I can't imagine what Roethlisberger, the referee, didn't see that 60,000 other people did see in that particular event, because that was as clear a penalty as I've seen in a long time, and that would totally have changed the game, frankly. on a very, very tough blow for Belgium.
And, of course, there have been 8 penalties so far and 8 penalty kicks converted. And then, of course, the Belgians got the late goal. And 3-2, the final here from Chicago. For Seamus, Malin, I'm Roger Twibell. Let's send you back to Al Trautwig in New York. Al?
All right, Roger, we know that you are scheduled to be at the Rose Bowl on Monday, where Team USA is going to take on Brazil. For those of you who don't know, Desmond Armstrong, who's working in our studio, was a member of Team USA right up until the late days of May, and you, of course, are going to have to watch this one, and that's got to hurt.
Yeah, it does hurt. It's disappointing that I won't be with my teammates, but I'm wishing them well, and I think that if they play well as a team, they'll do well.
Speaking of teammates, let's go out live now to Mission Viejo, California. Alexei Lalas and Marcelo Balboa will be anchoring a defense that is going to be tested in a very big way. We've been joking with you about all the hair that the two of you have, but you're going to be full of Brazil and their offense on Monday, aren't you guys?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very good game for us. You know, so far this tournament, the defense has got a lot of, you'd say, praise. You know, before the World Cup, people were saying that the hair was more than our playing ability, but right now, you know, I think we've got both. We've got the hair flowing here, but we've been playing well in the defense, and our hands will be full with Romario and Bebeto.
Well, don't cut it now, because you know what happened to Samson.
It's not going to cut anyway. So.
Hey, you guys, Lexi, more importantly. Lexi, tell me about some of your feelings.
Oh, thanks, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cello. I'm sorry. You just finished talking, man. Let me talk to Lexi.
Oh, man.
Lex.
You kidding me now?
Come on,
You're a
Lex,
big
let me get to
star now.
Lexi.
You never call, you never
All
write,
right,
we
man.
never hear from you
Go
anymore.
ahead, man. I know,
You know I
letters,
call you guys
nothing.
all the time. Come on.
Yeah,
Incredible,
okay.
man.
Okay, Lexi. Lexi, I know that you must be a little bit anxious to play in this game to prove to the world that the U.S. has a lot of good players here, that we have a good team, that you have a good team. And I think that you can pull off a major upset playing on the 4th of July with all of America behind you. Are you looking forward to it?
Definitely. Of course we're looking forward to it. We're in such a great position. What a great time in all our lives to be playing Brazil in the 2nd round on July 4th up at Stanford. You know, like you said, we believe in ourselves, and we believe that we can beat any team in the world. And we've had that belief from the very start, and we've had a very good first round. But we start to prove it on Monday. And Brazil, it's a team. They've won a lot of World Cups. They've got great players, and they're playing very well right now. But they're still a team. We're playing the same rules. Like we said before, that, you know, they put on their shoes the same way. And, you know, we start to prove that on Monday that we can compete against teams like Brazil, and we're very confident.
Now, Marcelo, Desmond may not want to, but I'll talk to you. Talk to me about
Thanks,
the
man.
prevailing feeling that many people say that your team is just going to try to get through the extra overtime, 0-0, and maybe take your chances on penalty kicks. Can that really be the philosophy of the team going in or not?
I think so, but first I think, Des, we still consider you part of us, first of all. So so you can say we. And
thanks a lot,
I think, no, man.
Well, I'm with you. You know I'm with you because you guys are my
I
boys.
know, man. I know, man.
But I know if you guys play hard, if you guys play hard and you play together, you know that anything can happen in a soccer game. It's 90 minutes.
Exactly.
So anything can happen.
Exactly. We're not looking to go into penalty kicks. I think if we go into penalty kicks, it'll be towards our favor. But we're definitely going out. We're going to try to win. You know, we have to play kind of like the Sweden team did. They held back and they looked for the counters and they played. I think first we have to play defensively. We have to pack in the middle. We can't let them penetrate with those little tiny passes they like to dink through us. And then from there, you know, we just got to be careful. We've got to attack with a team. We got to defend as a team, and we've got to be willing to die for each other out on that field.
Now, guys, you waited so long to get John Harkes back from England, and now, unfortunately, after accumulating a 2nd yellow card, he won't be available to the team on Monday. Kobe Jones will be inserted into the starting lineup, we're told. How does that affect and change the way Team USA is going to look?
Well, there's a little bit more hair. There's a little bit more hair on the field.
That's right. That's right.
But for the most part, I mean, that's the great thing about this team. We have guys, you know, who are on the bench that are ready to come in and ready to contribute, and they can. And Kobe's such a great example. He's so brilliant. He's so fast. And I think he'll do a great job. It's really unfortunate for John, who's given so much of himself and so much to U.S. soccer, that he can't be with us at this game. But it gives us a goal. We want John to be able to play. So if we win this, he can play the next game.
Now, from what I'm told, John was in the bus on the way to the last game in the 1st round, and the bus was pretty quiet, and he said, guys, this is the sound of pressure. You should enjoy this. What about the pressure of Monday? What's that bus ride to the stadium going to be like? Because you seem pretty loose today.
I think we'll be a little nervous. Sure, we're always nervous a little bit before each game. But I think a lot of the pressure is mostly on Brazil. They're supposedly the power, the favorite to win the World Cup. I think we played better as a team, being the underdog, and we showed that against Colombia. And it's just one of those things. We're not nervous. You know, we know that we got to go out and play the game, and if we play the game, we'll do well. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out, we're going to play the game that Bora puts in, and we're going to go out and have a good time on 4th of July.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. You know that these are the largest television audiences to ever see a soccer game in the United States, and that will be Monday at 3:30 Eastern Time from Southern California, the United States and Brazil. We will continue with more of our post-game coverage with a future look at the World Cup this week. Back in a moment. Welcome you back to our ABC World Cup studios in New York. Just minutes ahead, U.S. Senior Open Golf on ABC. Later this afternoon, Spain and Switzerland. The Swiss captain, quoted yesterday as saying he's not very impressed with Spain. Let's find out what Randy Hahn has to say from RFK in Washington.
In just a couple of hours, RFK Stadium will be filled to capacity as Switzerland and Spain meet for the first time ever in World Cup play as second-round action continues. For the Swiss, it's been 26 years since they were at a World Cup, but finally they feel they have a team worth yodeling for. Just ask Romania, who was blown out by the Swiss 4-1 in the first round. And it doesn't seem a coincidence that this Swiss resurgence in soccer has come under the guidance of a new English head coach. He is with our Clive Charles.
I'm here with Roy Hodgson, the Swiss coach, and Roy, I know how important it is to have quality strikers in a tournament such as this, and you certainly have two very good ones in Chapuzat and Canup. How well are they playing right now?
Well, I thought they played very well against Romania. Couldn't play in the first game because he was injured, but when he came back against Romania and took up his partnership with Chapuzat, I thought they did very well. They didn't do so well against Colombia, but I think there are reasons for that. It was a difficult game for us, the third one in 8 days, and maybe it came at the wrong time, but I hope that we're going to see the best of them again.
Among the challenges for Spain today is overcoming their reputation as underachievers in the World Cup. Perhaps today they can take some inspiration from countrywoman Conchita Martinez, who was an overachiever at Wimbledon in her women's singles final win. It's coming up at 4:25, Spain and Switzerland on ESPN. Now back to Al Trautwig.
All right, now there are 2 games every day in the second round from today through Tuesday. Tomorrow on ABC, we're going to get a chance to see one of the surprises of this World Cup, Saudi Arabia, as they take on the team from Sweden. Back now to talk to Desmond Armstrong about these two teams that have very different styles from obviously very different parts of the world, but with some potential for great excitement.
I think so. Both teams are very exciting, have very good strikers. Swedes have Dahlin, number 10. He wears number 10. He's a great goal scorer. I think that he's going to be coming forward, a very strong player, very fast player. He gets on the end of goals.
All right, we're going to get a chance to see the reason that Desmond and everyone else is so excited about Dahlin.
Look at him. He's a very fast player. Again, he gets on the end of every ball that comes towards the center.
And now Desmond Saeed Owairan, one of the great runs in the history of World Cup.
No other run has been this great except for the one in 1986 by Maradona. He comes forward. He's carrying the nation with him when he runs from the back to the forward line.
And again, that will be live on ABC tomorrow, and it should be hot at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Who do you pick? Who do you pick?
I pick the Swedes.
By a lot or a little bit?
By a lot. I think they're going to score 2 goals, and I think because the fact that for them, they score on set plays and in the flow of play. I think that the Saudis, I think that they have individual talent, not a good team.
Okay, well, we've had a great start to the second round in the World Cup with a 3-2 victory by Germany over Belgium as they advance to the quarterfinals. We will continue live from New York in just a moment on ABC.